And
hello and welcome to AGK Media. It's Friday Fenndango, and I'm Shelley Carney.
And
hi, I'm Forrest Fenn, and I am here to tell you where I hid the treasure chest.
if you haven't guessed already, we've got a really entertaining show for you tonight. And later on, we're going to open up the phone lines, and you're going to get to ask our hostage some questions.
I was 16, it was running wild. Rode with us to Memphis.
Okay.
And we're back.
So as promised, we are here for our spring fling Friday.
Spring has sprung.
Spring has sprung. Spring is here.
Okay.
And we have our hostage, Cynthia, here today. She's all tied up. We did take the bag off of her head, though. So.
Well, she had to drink her margarita somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help me.
Do we have Cynthia's music?
We do have Cynthia's music. Yes, we do.
Wasted away again in Margaritaville.
Toby made it for me.
Searching for my lost shaker of salt.
And Miss Shelley, how are you doing tonight?
I'm super.
Cause girls like you round other guys like me to time down when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you love and get me too. What I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.
So we're going to have a good time tonight, guys. We didn't get any emails, but we did get a bunch of text messages, a couple of voicemails, and I think that'll just give us the... I'm going to take that rope off your hands because I've got to put it
Thank
back.
you.
I got to put it back on my bedpost.
And please don't put the ball back in my mouth until the show's over.
At least till she finishes the margarita.
So we're going to open up the phone lines early enough so that we can enjoy the evening and you can call in and ask Cynthia some questions. But we are also celebrating our spring show. So,
As suggested by, who is it, Hooley?
no, it was Copper.
Copper?
Out of the Fenndango Forum. Fenndango. Yeah, it's the
No
Fenndango.
more margaritas.
Yeah, no, I haven't had anything yet. So. Cheers. Here's to
spring.
Here's to spring.
Woohoo!
So let's play our little spring video here.
What time is it? I don't know. I'll check. It's spring. Wake up. Everybody, it's springtime. Spring is here. Spring is here. Spring is here. Spring is here. Spring is here.
Spring is here.
Spring is here.
Spring is finally here. With the snow and ice no longer seen.
The leaves are finally turning green.
That's why it's time to sing.
Wow, you really went to town on that one, huh?
I had
video.
help.
Oh, did you? Oh. All right, you had some help. I feel like I'm getting an echo, but maybe I'm not. All right. So, hi.
Hi, Toby.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
We're glad you could be here.
Thank you.
We thought it would be a lot of fun for you to come on and maybe talk about some of the things that you want to talk about and open up the phone lines. So
Okay.
if people have any questions for you, that you could do it. And you could tell them that we haven't been holding you hostage much. Okay,
Yeah.
well, you don't have to tell
Yeah.
them that.
Force
all right?
feeding you margaritas.
Yeah,
And
making you drink the margaritas.
there was a chaps question already. The chaps will be there after
Good,
the
that'll
show.
be good. That will
Right?
be just, we're going to do the chaps later. Well, lots of chaps and lots of spanking. And based on the concern that was expressed by some folks last week, Shelley brought in her smudge stick, so her sage smudge stick, so that if we do have a child ghost
children.
a ghost child,
Ghost children.
a green room ghost child, we're going to smudge them out tonight. So Cynthia K Pro is free. So, like I said, we didn't get any emails since Wednesday night show, so I'll have to
So
ignore
we have
those.
these.
But we have some of these, and I think I'd like Cynthia to introduce these. Then we'll talk about these for a little while, and then we'll go to the room and say hi to everybody, and then we'll come back for voicemails and text messages, okay? And then we'll open up the phone lines early.
All right.
Okay.
So what you got for us, Cynthia?
So I think it was a day or two ago on Dale's blog. He commented to someone named Joe. Apparently, Joe must have asked about Fenn, saying that there have been 350,000 searchers over the last X number of years, and apparently Fenn's been using that same number for many years, and I think this guy maybe was questioning why is that number changing, and then Dale came out and said, in Dale's opinion, or at least for the statistics on his forum, the numbers of hits maybe are going down, that the search and the searchers or boots on the ground people maybe had peaked a year or two ago. And so then Dale finished up his comment on his blog with, so what happens next? An explosion, I suspect, something new and different that will capture the attention of searchers and reinvigorate their imaginations. So that started a lot of chatter on the blogs, and I'm not sure if people have questions about that. I certainly don't know any answers to that. I haven't communicated with Dale or Forrest about this, so I don't know anything more than anybody else. But I guess we could hope that there's some kind of an explosion when K-Pro carries me or tows me on the sled to the treasure in June.
So assuming, so Dale's, if
This
I may
is
read
Dale's-
that.
yes, that's his
So
quote,
he
yes.
says something new and different that will capture the attention of the searchers and reinvigorate their imaginations. The only reason you'd want to reinvigorate their imaginations is so that they will continue the search. So the implication to me was when I read the word explosion, I thought, oh, the explosion of someone finding, but then I read the rest of the sentence, and it sounded then to me like the explosion was not somebody finding the treasure, it was something that was explosive and would reinvigorate all of us to continue the search.
Yeah, and I actually think some of the comments on the various blogs that had to do, a lot of people think that Dale knows something that Fenn is going to release, whether it be like a scrapbook or an interview or something, but that Dale does not actually come out and say that he's getting anything from Forrest. I think Dale was just saying maybe some kind of an explosion is going to happen, and like Toby was just saying, to I guess reinvigorate the chase, whether it's for us veteran searchers or just maybe for the new people. I think just spring itself will do it. I don't think there has to be an explosion. I don't think Fenn has to really release anything anymore. I know people like me can't friggin' wait to get outside and go to the search area. So, and then there's plenty of new people also that are just waiting to go out maybe on their first search. So I think springtime is the explosion.
Well, we can see from our statistics exactly the hills and valleys of activity on our YouTube channel, and we assume on other YouTube channels as well. And we know that right around October, the doldrums set in, and it falls off pretty rapidly.
Right.
And it stays that way until February when he does his 6 questions, and we see it starting to rise towards that, and then the rise continues into spring. The number, I have always been skeptical of the 350,000 number. That may be 350,000 interested readers who have seen the article, et cetera, but I can't imagine there's 350,000 people looking for the treasure. I believe it's a much smaller number, and at one time I said by an order of magnitude. So that to me would mean there were probably 35,000, around 35,000 active searchers, people that are not only sitting at home wondering what this is like, but making plans to go boots on the ground and have already.
Yes.
And I think that's a very limited number.
And I think Fenn actually, on an interview within the last couple years, actually said that it's like 350 searches have been done, like boots on the ground searches.
Oh,
And not
350,000
I think he clarified it. It's not
Okay.
necessarily 350,000 separate searches.
Searchers.
It is searches like myself.
Right.
I've been on over 100.
Yeah.
Illinois Ghost has been on, I think, way more than that. I mean, lots of people who have been
Well-
doing this for 9 years, 7 to 9 years. We've been out lots of times, so that also makes less searchers, but still 350,000 searches.
Well, if you
maybe.
take that order of magnitude calculation that I just did, and you take the average of 10 searches per 35,000 people, that
Yes.
gets you real easily,
Right. Yes.
gets you to your 350,000 searches.
Right.
So to me, that makes a lot more sense. That's a number that makes a lot more sense. But so the big question, ever since he made the announcement in February that he was stepping back from it, I think there's two big questions. A, how far is he really stepping back? And B, when will we see him again? Because every time he said he's stepping back, he returns.
Right.
So what do you think? I mean, how far back is he stepping, and when, if at all, will we see him again? And how?
I actually don't know the answer to that. I think he definitely has decreased his responses to emails. I'm not one of the people that emailed him that frequently, so I can't gauge that for myself. Maybe you have someone out there that's in the chat room that can give a better answer to that.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, guys. I suppose we all hope in one way or the other that Fenn stays active in the search, that we see him on a regular basis for whatever reason and however we see him. So just out of curiosity, let me ask you the same question. How far back do you think Fenn has stepped from the activities related to the search? And secondly, when do you think we'll see him again, and kind of how? What's going to generate that? Dal says that might be the explosion to which Dale is referring. But I can't, nor can anyone else predict exactly what he means by that kind of explosion. I imagine if Fenn were to announce another book, which I would be surprised at, or some other action similar to that, where he felt like, or we felt as searchers, that we might be getting additional help, because I think that's what we all want from him at this point, is give us some more help here, brother.
I do know that when I saw Forrest last, which was earlier this year, he did tell me that he would likely not do any more interviews, because I think it's just harder for him anymore to make sure he doesn't make any kind of mistakes. Mm-hmm. For one thing, the searchers critique every word he says, and they just it's just crazy. And he understands that, and I think he just doesn't want to go there anymore with doing something, especially that's live, where he has to think about it spur of the moment. Will he do any other kind of articles? I mean, I think he can do things that, like an interview that he could answer with emails. Maybe he'll do something like that again. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that he is. I don't know of anything coming up. I'm just saying maybe that's a possibility. I just don't think he will do anything more as far as any kind of media interviews where there's a TV camera.
Well, we have been exchanging emails with this gentleman from France that writes for Society magazine, the French Société magazine, and he's looking forward to an interview with Fenn. I wrote him and I asked whether or not he had contacted Fenn to ask him. Right. And he said he had written him an email, but he hadn't gotten a response. So that'll be interesting to see how far he gets, because he wants to talk to a bunch of other searchers as well. By the way, if you're interested in a conversation with a gentleman from the French Society magazine who's going to be doing an article on the search, not necessarily Fenn, but on the search, and would like to talk to some experienced searchers, if you're interested, send me an email indicating your interest, and I will forward your email address to him. He also said that it wouldn't make any difference if you weren't in Colorado or New Mexico. He would Skype with you and still do the interview. So again, if you're interested in being interviewed by this particular journalist, send me an email at you'll see it up there at gypsieskiss@gmail.com. It's right over my head right now. Gypsieskiss@gmail.com.
You want to continue on?
Yeah, you also brought some pictures with you.
Yes. So this is, and someone already even started talking about the explosion, is the toothbrush holder on eBay. This also has, I'm going to just put this over my face for the rest of this. Oh, I'm in the toothbrush holder. So there's been a lot of chatter on the forums. I guess the bid for this toothbrush holder created by Forrest Fenn in, I think, 2004. I think there's actually I didn't print that out. There's actually a picture of the bottom of this on eBay, so you actually can see that the bottom of this is signed by Forrest Fenn, and I think it's dated 2004.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yes.
And then there's
It actually isn't his signature. It's his name in block script.
Right, yeah, right. But it does, right, it does say Forrest Fenn. So then there's chatter on the blogs that this is not the same one that is in scrapbook 115. And
Looks
I
taller.
think it's pretty close. Well, it could just be the angle of the picture. However, if you look, other people agreed on the chats. If you look at the position of the frog's feet on this one, it's like more of an angle to the top of it versus the frog on this one. So did Shiloh pick this out of the garbage? I don't know.
Let's see.
All I can say is there's some people that really want to pay a lot of money for Fenn's toothbrush holder.
So there were more than. So this looks to me much shorter, even based on the angle.
Yeah.
The second thing is that frog and that frog are two different frogs.
Yeah, so they are two different ones.
But there was a frog, and I'll have to look at the image because they did have pretty complete images of all of this. There's another frog on the other side of this one.
Right. Yeah,
So-
I think there's one on each side of the jar.
Right.
Each one would
Yeah.
have it, right?
So it looks very different. It doesn't have the same. This one has the patina of being in a wet bathroom.
Yes.
Bronze on a bronze in a
Yes.
wet bathroom.
Yes. Now, the one from scrapbook 115 does not appear to be the one that he actually keeps in his bathroom maybe all the time, because in scrapbook 99.5, this was written in October of 2014. This is opposite. So the toothbrush holder is right here, and then there's a reflection of it in the mirror too, and it looks to be different. I zoomed in and blew it up a little. I don't know if you all can see this, but anyway, it does not look to be identical. At least the toothbrushes are not colored like
The same way the ones
in
here?
scrapbook 115.
No, this looks staged.
Yeah, I would say that it is staged.
Yeah.
Whoops. God dang.
So could you tell where he took those shots?
Yeah, that's on top of the wagon wheel in front of his wagon.
Yeah. Interesting. So the last time I checked, it was over $2,800, $2,700. So
Wow.
it's doing real well. So if nothing else, so I didn't notice if the seller was the same seller as the maps. Has anybody noticed that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Shiloh.
Yeah. So
Because
maybe
it
Shiloh.
says, I believe the shipping address is Las Vegas, and that's where Shiloh works. That's his work
So
address.
that's the other thing. I can't imagine that. I don't see that these are Fenn needing to make money, right? This might be things that he gave to Shiloh and said to Shiloh, "Do with them what you may."
I'm assuming that. I don't know, but that would be my assumption. I mean, certainly Forrest isn't doing like a yard sale, I wouldn't think,
Right.
for himself to
Right.
make money. But I would guess that, like the maps belong to Shiloh. Shiloh can sell the maps on eBay.
Right. Okay. So what
Gabriel
else?
says it's not the same seller username.
Oh, it isn't.
Okay.
I need to
but
open
it
that.
is
Should I open
Shiloh.
it? But it is Shiloh.
I don't know about the seller name. I just noticed that the address where it ships from was the same, from Las Vegas, New Mexico, and that's Shiloh's business.
So you want to say hi to everybody in the room? Okay. I'm going to do music first, then I'll give you the mouse.
Me?
Yeah. You want to do it from there?
Go. Music.
It's hard. It's practically across the room.
From the other side.
Okay, so I'm going to pass this over to you. You guys can say your hellos, and I will play the appropriate music at the
Okay.
appropriate cue.
Go
So,
back up to the top.
yeah,
here.
you should be able to get to the top. Yeah, that's it right there.
All right. Hey, Michael Hoole, first one in the room tonight. Britt Chaser is here.
Wow!
Oh, got to toast Jonah.
That's damned interesting because our first two people, one is from Japan and the other is from the UK. We're covering the majority of the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah.
There you
Well,
go.
not quite.
There you
Guess
go.
what?
And
The
then
middle
we
part.
have Redneck Express saying howdy.
Howdy, redneck.
AJ Rainville.
Oh, am I to speak
Am I
now?
hearing wind chimes? Did you hear that?
Oh, you know what? It's the wind chimes from the house across the street. They have some up front.
I'm like, who? We haven't announced anybody for wind chimes yet. All right. We have Toby Fan 3000, John Werner.
Hi, John. We haven't received the bottle of wine yet, but I have yet to check my UPS box, so I'll do that tomorrow.
All right. Steve Wayne is here. K-Pro.
Confident.
Yeah. Chris Taus in the house.
Chris from Taos,
Karen Werner.
the better half of Toby Fan 3000.
Steve Gahagan.
Steve Gahagan's in the room.
That's life. That's what all
Drink to
the
that.
people say.
Is that Sinatra?
You're riding high and
It's a cover.
Buble. Oh,
We can't
Oh,
use
it's
the real
Michael.
ones.
it's
Yeah.
Buble.
Oh, by the way, lean over towards me. No, towards Shelley.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Why?
That's Steve Gahagan's picture in the background, and you can't see it just yet. But the bones make the Roman numeral 9. Or lean towards me.
No, I see it.
Well, they can't. Come on, lean towards me. Okay, there. More. Okay, see? The bones make the Roman numeral 9. What do you think that's about? So Steve Gahagan
9
sent us.
clues.
Steve Gahagan sent us that
right.
picture.
We have River Georgi. The Blaze of Glory.
Forrest never looked this good, he said, when you introduced yourselves first.
We have Debbie Teal.
We never tied
from
him up
Tulsa.
either. Oh, Debbie Teal. I like the ones we picked for the ladies.
These are good.
Then Treasure Hunters are in the house.
Fenn Treasure Hunters. Hey, brother.
Diana Grieve.
Oh, Fenn, we
Or
could have used you
Grieve.
the other night when we were talking about the military grid reference system. You could have filled us in.
We have Rusty Nipples.
Oh, we're toasting that one.
Rusty Nipples wants to see chat.
As long as you have your tetanus shot, you'll be fine.
I have had it.
Mm.
And the chops are later.
We
Oh.
have Foxtrot Mike. Ta-da-da, ta-da, charge! know what
Let me
that was
see.
about.
I don't have a charge.
So,
I need
sorry.
one.
How about Heather Dawn Angel Hedrick Brown?
Hey,
Hello.
we do. Get ready for this one.
This is where the dragonfly.
What's this from? Avatar.
No.
of Thrones.
Game
okay.
of Thrones.
Okay.
Huli. Oh, we did Huli, right?
No, we didn't do Huli.
Huli? Huli's in
Huli.
the house.
Hurley in the house. She gets a long one. That's pretty long.
It's a party song.
Okay, it's a party song. And we are party.
And we get to dance. We have, I said
So
AJ
Toby
Ringo,
tied Cynthia up. Did I get that right?
K-Pro.
Yes.
We were holding her hostage.
That is correct. Toby tied me up.
Yeah, he did. I watched him do it.
Had to take the ropes out of my bedroom to do it.
Yeah. World famous gamer spring celebration. Happy Friday, Fun Day.
You just made that up.
Doug M.N.
We do have a song. I need a space. Once I get a new space, we have the Minnesota song because it was requested by Richard Solinsky.
I think so.
No. It was Sakar.
Oh, Sakar.
He said there's enough people coming in from Minnesota that they deserve their own song. So I'm going to do that
Yes.
next as soon as we get it. Our carts are all filled up. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. Dick Dastardly in the house.
here's to finding the treasure this year. We'll drink to
All right.
that.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
By the way, this is a strawberry margarita made with 1800 reposado.
Very tasty. Yes.
Mr. T is here. And there's Robert Zielinski.
He wrote
from
something else.
Kingwood, Texas.
From King, yeah, he's definitely not from Minnesota.
James Casey.
James Casey. Wasn't there an FBI director named James Casey?
Jungle Cruiser. Candy D'Amico. Matt Baer. Tom Walker. Good evening to Cindy. I think
Yep.
that's you.
My BFF from Pennsylvania.
So that FM 3-25.26 is the Army Field Manual for map reading. That's why I referred to it.
Okay.
23 Monarcha.
23.
With the weirdest little piece of music.
I promise I'll
Are we
do it
drinking
over
to that
the-
one too?
Yeah, we can drink to that. Well, we don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
get too far
Yes,
off
we
of the
do.
drink
Yeah,
cloud
okay.
here.
I see Ross B. Is like holding up that mirror. And I see Tommy and Holly. And
Is that Romper
Ross.
Room? That's the Romper Room
You
show.
remember.
I
Oh.
do.
Yeah. Yellowstoner. And Jim Black. We've got some colors in the room. Yellow and black. Mosaic Mind.
Matt Bear, did you say hi, Matt Bear?
I did.
Oh, hey, don't forget, guys, if you want to ask a question or ask Cynthia a question while you're in the room, make sure you precede your question with @ squiggly, AGK space media. That way it'll highlight our name and the chat will be able to recognize it as a question. You don't need it if all you're making is a comment
We have
Or-
Tom K.
or harassing me.
Sapa West. Jason North Face says, hello, Cynthia. Looking good tonight.
Thank you, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
We'll drink to that.
That's right.
Boots on the ground, state of work today. The rounds guys got to go work. You're right.
Sheila Draper.
There's Jana. Jana, Minnesota says hi.
Oh, Jay, Minnesota.
Another Minnesotan.
Don't need help. Chris Jones. Jason Hamilton says hello. Odorous Gnome.
Is that George Hamilton's grandson?
Alexander Hamilton's
Oh,
great
Alexander.
great
Cool.
grandson.
That's a lot of greats. Alberta
Please, Forrest.
Searcher.
Jenna says, please, Forrest, no more hints.
Alberta Searcher. How many people agree on where the first clue is? Probably about 3.
Yeah, it's not more than 3. Let's see. Blaze of Glory says, hence, I think the interest will wane without more hints in a couple of years, but I don't expect more. Hey, there's Illinois Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom.
Illinois Ghost, would you please tell us whereabouts in New Mexico you are? None of us know.
Jason.
Rick, are you still in New Mexico? If so, and you're near Albuquerque or Santa Fe, I would meet you for dinner or lunch this weekend. Let me know.
There we go.
That was like if she would have called and left a voicemail. Jason North Face. Oh, I see that. I think I said that. K-Pro. Okay, we said that. Clayton Watson.
Jason says, hi, Shelley. Looks like you're having fun. Clayton Watson from Texas.
Yeah. All right. I think Dick. We got that one. Joe S. is here. Joe S. is here.
But Shiloh, K-Pro says, oh, Joe S. Yep.
Don't go around tonight.
Oh, that's a good one.
Take your life.
There's a bathroom on the right.
There's a bathroom on the right. There is. In my house, there is. We go down.
It's not nigh. It's nigh.
It's nigh. It's not definitely not nigh. It's nigh.
not nigh.
9 takes you into the garage.
Yes.
Yeah. Oops.
Oops.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Where did
There
it
was
go?
a question.
It popped. I don't know why it popped. I was
Right.
using the mouse.
Oh, man.
Well,
Wait.
Oh, my
It's-
God.
Yeah,
are we that far behind?
No, yeah, because it should,
Yeah.
the blue key, then it sent it down to the bottom. So
All right, I think we're here.
Okay.
Tony
That's
F. Marvel Mom.
Marvel Mom, she was in our softer side the other day.
T Brown.
Okay, so wait. Capro says, Shiloh clarified with me today. He said, quote, for the record, unquote. So there you go. Hope this helps.
What does
What
that
did he
mean?
say?
I think
Back up.
we got to go back.
He does not own the thing.
Capro,
does not-
Shiloh
he
does not
is-
own it.
He is the seller.
Oh, okay. He's the seller, but not
He
the
doesn't
owner.
own it.
Is that what that means?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she says that's what Shiloh told her. So
Okay. Okay. So who's the owner?
maybe Fenn, maybe one of the
Maybe his
daughters,
sister.
maybe one of the
It could be
It could be one
grandchildren.
of his sisters.
Maybe it's
One of
just some
Shiloh's
hobo.
sisters.
Oh, Shiloh's
One of
sisters. I was
Shiloh's-
gonna-
If
yeah.
it's just some hobo who had this,
It's
and
Fenn's
Shiloh
sis-
said, "I'll
it's
make you
Fenn's-
some money. I'll
He's
sell
selling it
for
to
you."
get the roly-poly guy out of jail back to Pennsylvania.
Mr.
Yeah.
Roly-Poly.
Yeah, it could be one of Shiloh's sisters or cousins.
Yeah,
And he has the eBay account, so he's doing it.
right.
Yeah.
There you go. We solved it.
Davio's here.
Ta-da! Davio. Oh,
That's good.
All right.
Chuck Denny from Wesley Chapel, North Carolina.
Drew from Florida. Journeyman's here. Velvet Jenkins from Chattanooga.
Chattanooga.
Silver Fox. Chuck Denny. You said that.
I did.
Kurt Hensley. Zozo Rocks.
Zozo does indeed.
Should we drink to that?
Oh
Are we
man, well, that's
supposed
definitely
Are we
rave material
supposed to
there.
change his intro to Stairway to Heaven? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, is that what he's asking?
Mm-hmm.
High fives to all. Intro to
I
Stairway to
don't
Heaven. Okay. All right. Do me a favor, Zozo. Go to karaokeversion-version.com. Find the one that you want and send me the link to it because I have to buy it. It's not expensive, and I'll be happy to do that.
Copper
Dan realized it's
Ooh.
Cynthia.
Oh, thank you, Copper.
Paladin's in the house.
Toby Fenn asks a question. Karen said tracking is showing delivery on Monday. Great.
Did you see the comment where I'm sitting in the Ghost Boy's seat? Someone commented.
Ooh.
That's why we can't see the Ghost Boy.
Smudger.
Oh, the
I'm
Ghost Boy rang the chimes. Thank you, Brittany.
I'm sitting on top the
That's
Ghost
where
Boy.
it came from.
I squished him.
Because I heard it several times and I didn't know where it came from.
Toby was being sly. I mean, what? I don't know.
Keep an eye on Toby's watch. Because that ghost keeps trying to steal his watch.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's why, because the other night, somebody went back and realized that, somebody went back to the video. Rainbows. So when you do a bunch of dragons like that, for some reason, YouTube holds it. We have to.
Look at Copper Dan's comment.
What is Copper Dan saying? What the hell is going on? We are finding a reason. We're going to have a question at the end of the night. If you can answer, anyone in the room can answer the question correctly, we will free Cynthia. Otherwise, she'll be here till next show.
Uh-oh. Free Toby, says Todd Birmingham.
Free Toby.
I didn't think you wanted to be freed.
No, I like being.
Free,
that.
I gotta be free.
I like my independence.
John Ito. Wondering about what Cynthia thinks of the final couple clues and what she thinks is the final marker.
Wow. Should I speak now?
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
Or forever
Wow.
hold your peace.
John, I have no idea. What I
Which
think,
is why we gave up.
So you're asking me what I think of the final. You're
Couple of
asking me
clues.
what I think of the final couple of clues, and what I think the final marker is.
Meaning the blaze?
I am assuming that you're asking me what do I think the blaze is. I change it with every search location because I don't really know. It all depends on what kind of geographic features might be in my area. If I can find petroglyphs in my area, that would definitely be an area that I would hope could be the blaze, where I would certainly look quickly down. I also, if there's a unique rock, I mean like big boulder, and it's like the only one that's maybe there in the trees or the forest where I think the clue before it took me, I would certainly look there. I don't know. Forrest is, he answered the kids. I think when the kids asked him, what is a blaze to you? And Fenn said something like, anything that stands out. So, and then through the years on interviews, he said, it can be a marking on a tree, a white blaze on a horse's face. I mean, he did say it's absolutely something that's physically there too. It's not a metaphor for something else. But so I don't think any of us will really know if we got the right blaze until we can find the treasure. And obviously, you have to get the first 7 or 8 or 9 clues correct to verify what you think it is. But I really don't know, and I don't use that as the defining thing that takes me to my search location. I think the first 4 clues, well, obviously if you don't get them right, you don't get the treasure chest. So I don't know. I know that didn't really answer your question, but I just don't know.
It's not an easy question to answer. Do you recall? Do you recall this, or am I making the following up? Didn't Fenn say you wouldn't know that your clues were all correct until the treasure was in your hand? Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's paraphrased, but yeah, that's basically what he said.
That is
paraphrased. You will never know that you even have the right Warm Waters Halt area until you find the treasure. And I mean, that's just like the craziest.
Yeah,
thing.
That's a lot to think about.
All right, Pete Shang Healy, hello. Tony F says, now it's obvious why you didn't find the treasure. We're tying each other up. Ramblin' Pam is in the room.
Wait a second. Back to Tony F. But we only tie each other up when there's snow on the ground and we can't go boots on the ground.
Exactly.
Now that it's springtime,
we're
probably...
tying Cynthia down because she's trying to get out there in that snow.
The bondage is going to decrease as the
by a significant amount as the snow... Less snow, less bondage. That's how it goes. Ramblin' Pam.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Sounds familiar.
Yep.
Janice says, skull. Of course it's skull. It's got ice in it. Frank Sinatra.
For the call-ins.
Oh, no, that wasn't Frank Sinatra. That was Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin said that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Of course it's skull. It's got ice in it.
James Casey. Jet Cole.
Wow, Jet Cole. Cool name.
All righty. We have T. Brown that says, I just wanted to ask if this is harassing you. What?
Are we harassing you? Yet.
Oh, you...
Yeah, he wants to know if we're harassing you.
Not yet. That comes later.
Yeah.
Finders keepers.
Is that like part of the chaps?
The chaps. Yeah, you got to have the chaps
Is
on.
It Amarillo? It popped again. Ready we go. Said.
Boy, it goes by pretty quick when it pops. No.
Wait, what?
Well, what?
Oh, it just said Forrest Fenn's the owner of the jar.
Right there. There you go.
Yeah.
Hi, Steve. Hello, everyone.
All righty.
Yeah, people. Somebody wrote earlier that it's melting in Montana.
Oh, what's Missouri?
So maybe we're going to have a real warm spring.
Jerry Harris is here from Waco, Texas.
Waco, Texas.
Missouri
I remember Waco.
Dave.
I used to go visit Waco when I was at Fort Hood a long time ago.
Missouri Dave says, Cynthia, what is the most number of times you return to search the same solve?
Missouri Dave, I went to the Santa Cruz Lake River area just north of Santa Fe, probably 13 to 15 times over, I think it was over a 6-month period until I was absolutely positively sure that Fenn's treasure was not there. And the one reason I could do that is because that was actually the closest place I've ever searched to my house. So I think I could get there probably within an hour 15. I actually could be parked at my search area. So it was easy to do, and I just did not want to give it up until I was sure. And Jason Dent confirmed years later it ain't there, because I think he was searching basically the same area I searched. Yeah. So I think we can cross that one off the list.
Did you two go searching together once, or is that just something?
No, we did not.
Okay.
Capro says Forrest Fenn is the owner, apparently, of the bronze jar.
Okay.
I would love to have that on my desk over here to hold some pencils. Don't you think that would be cool?
A toothbrush holder?
It's not a toothbrush holder. It's two
Skanky
different
old
things.
toothbrush
No,
holder?
two different things.
Oh, okay.
I will prove it to you.
All right. Jim Siri is
I don't
here.
know. It's sort
Hello.
of creepy looking.
I kind of like Davio's song where Toby just hums it.
Lavender Blonde here.
Hey, Lavender Blonde.
All right.
Wait. Finn Treasure Hunter says something. That
Yeah.
is huge that Forrest is the owner and having it sold, especially after the teeth of the Rockies comments, in my opinion.
Ooh.
Ooh, hadn't put that together.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So what does that mean?
I don't know. We're going to have to ask Finn Treasure Hunter to illuminate what he had just said.
Ooh, let's talk about the teeth of the Rockies when this is done.
Who brought up the teeth of the Rockies? Where did that
Right
come
there.
from?
Well, that was part of his answers to the 6
Oh, that's
questions.
right. That's right.
But Fenn Treasure Hunter just talked
Toby
about
Fan
it.
says, Cynthia, what is the furthest northwestern and northeastern town covered in your New Mexico, I'm going to assume, solutions
Mhm.
search? How far west and how far east have you gone?
I've searched the Ghost Ranch area, which is the Abiquiu area, multiple times for someone else. It's just a gorgeous place to go hike and spend a day or a weekend or whatever. So I did not mind going there for someone else. That was a number of years ago. I mean, it was totally their solution and solved the poem. I was just going where they asked me to go. As far as on my own, I was north of, God, I forget all the names of the little towns now. It wasn't really too far east of there and farther north, so it would have been up in the Tierra Amarillo.
Amarillo.
There you go.
He corrects
I
me all
can't
the time,
speak
too.
Spanish or like that. But anyway, so for the Anglo people, Tierra Amarillo area. All the way from there, all the way then east, sort of across the Brazos Cliffs area on over to Tres Piedras. Did I say that one right?
Mm-hmm. Tres
The
Piedras,
three
yeah.
stones. Been through Ojo Caliente, New Mexico, but never actually searched there. I did a search there a long, long time ago for somebody else. I hated it. It was stupid. Never went back there.
It doesn't
And
work,
then
does it?
mostly I have spent, I swear to God, well, we all know it's not along in the Rio Grande Gorge anymore because Fenn said the Rio Grande is not near
Not
the
in
Rio
the Rocky
Grande.
Mountains.
But I totally have searched that whole gorge all the way up to the Valle Vidal, which is north of Taos, and then all the way from the Red River, from the confluence of the Rio Grande all the way to the mountaintops up around Wheeler. Well,
Wheeler,
not as high as
Southwest.
Wheeler, but Red River, man, oh, God. A lot of Red River. I mean, the Red River and the East Fork, the Middle Fork, the West Fork of the Red River. If someone finds it there, I will kill myself probably because I just don't see how it could possibly be anywhere in the Red River area. And then as well as the road that goes back to the Taos Ski Basin, some of that. And then as far as further east, I guess the corner of Cimarron, I guess Cimarron would probably be the most northeastern area that I searched.
Yeah, Cimarron for us and the Rio Chama below El Vado Dam on the west for us. That's as far north, and then we've looked in other places. But we did the whole Rio Grande thing too.
Yeah.
And we have Unknown Searcher who says, Cynthia, you look absolutely marvelous.
Oh,
Thank you, Jean.
I'm
Buffalo
running out
Run,
here.
or Buffalo Walk, 2019.
face palms. Zozo, I just saw your message. It's got to come from karaokeversion.com. I can't do a YouTube because they'll recognize it.
Rick's headed home.
Back to driving. The three of you working to try and misdirect us. Yes, that's we are misdirecting you. The logic of that, in order to misdirect you, we would have to know where the treasure is, and we don't. So we can't possibly be misdirecting you. Dick Dastardly.
River Georgi says, what would be the size of the blaze?
Big enough to see from a distance.
I think small.
Really?
I think it's small.
How close to the blaze do you think you'd have to be before you could recognize it as the blaze?
I think you have to be real close to it.
Like, tell me in feet, close to it. 12 feet?
What's this room?
12 feet.
12 feet.
Nice.
Not because it's small, but because maybe it's hidden behind bushes or a tree. You know, a lot of petroglyphs. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of petroglyphs. Some petroglyphs, especially the ones in the sort of south of the Santa Fe airport. Have you ever been to those? Oh,
Yeah.
it's friggin' incredible.
I grew up there.
So they're, they're on the cliff sides, and it's really cool because you're allowed to walk all through them. There's no restrictions. So what is, regarding your question though, some of them are covered with vegetation. So there could be
You can't see
large
them. That's
trees
right.
in front of it. So if you had a rock face or a cliff face with just maybe on a much smaller scale than that, it could be right there on your wall, at the wall plug. And if there's a big tree in front of it,
You won't be able
don't
to see
see it until you walk right to
You
it.
you go to the Petroglyphs
Southern.
National Monument, which is basically 5 miles away from here, and you miss half the petroglyphs because you're walking along a trail that looks up the
That's
side
right.
of the mountain,
Right.
and most of the petroglyphs are on the back side of all the rocks that you're looking at, not seeing petroglyphs. Somebody just gave us a
Oh,
Copper Dan. Hi.
Free Cynthia. $20 to
Thank
free
you.
Cynthia.
Oh, yeah.
I need 2 more of those to pay for the tequila that I bought her.
Thank you, Copper Dan.
That is
K-Pro says, Cynthia, with your solve up north, do you have a blaze to find?
Yes.
good answer.
Okay.
Yes, she does.
Did you go back to that thick dastardly one?
H.J. Brown in 1871 started to build a cabin on Firehole.
Question mark.
On Firehole? Did you read the article in Deer Lodge newspaper in October 14, 1871?
May I address this?
You certainly may, because
So-
I haven't any idea what he's talking about.
So, Mr. Dastardly, I'm not sure if that's the. I don't remember putting a person's name with the cabins on the fire hole, and I'm not sure exactly where that one is then. But there were at least one hotel that was where you park to go to Mattie Culver's grave, or you continue on and you go back to the Ojo Caliente parking area. If you research that, I don't know if it's called a geyser area or a meadow, what they call it now. But back in the day, they actually used some of the hot springs there as, I think, bathhouses for the old hotel that was there. And I can't remember if there was just one hotel or more hotels, but there definitely were buildings in the geyser area and the hot springs area of the Firehole River there, where there is now like a little picnic area, and then you go on back to the Ojo Caliente parking lot. So I don't know if I read the article you're asking or not. I might have from when I was there, or when I knew I was going to go there and search last summer, but I don't remember that one or not.
Zozo, you don't have to buy it. Just tell me where it is. I pay for it. You don't have to pay for it. Copper Dan says, oh, this is a second compliment from
Oh.
Copper Dan. You look sharp, girl.
Keep them coming.
Rawr.
Another drink. Thank
How do
you.
you do that? I don't know how to do that.
I can't do it.
Rawr.
Johnito says, thanks. Mosaic Mind says, oh, okay. Let's see. Keep going. No questions. Oh, right there. Cynthia, what are your thoughts on the home of Brown?
Oh, John, that's a tough one. I also vary the Homer Brown depending on my search area. I think I'm positive it's not any kind of a structure, but that doesn't mean that it can't be a place that had a structure on it, maybe back in the 1800s. And I have a couple examples, one of them being Barnes Hole, which is a campground now north of West Yellowstone in the Gallatin National Forest. Back in the 1800s, it was called Brown's Camp. So, and I think back in the day when it was Brown's Camp, there were probably no structures there, and now it's a campground. So I guess there's outhouses. I guess they could be structures. So I think it could be something like that. And then there's many examples of things like that. That is one of the kind of Homer Browns I often consider and really like it if I can find it in conjunction with my warm waters halting in a canyon. I will consider anything that makes it a unique place as a clue, I guess. And I don't know.
Barnes Hole was where he exited when he took that trip.
When he towed the raft.
When he towed the raft along the story
to
that he
Madison.
tells in the preface of Too Far to Walk. That's where he left the river.
All right. We have Samuel Smith and Slednick.
Slednick. Sled.
I
Oh,
brag about you to anyone outside, but I'm a man of the woods, it's my pride.
Wait, scroll down just a little.
there
Scroll
was
back.
this question.
Where?
Go back up. Right there. Right there, from Heather.
Heather Dawn.
Do you guys think an avalanche could affect the recovery?
Only if you're near it, I suppose.
If you're under
The
it.
nice thing about avalanche is if you're not there when the avalanche occurs, then you just have to wait a little bit longer for it to melt. Rusty Nipple says Shelley is slurring her words already. Well, that's
You're
really interesting.
drinking water.
Shelley is the only one that's drinking water.
It's just allergies. It's
Today
clogging me
it
up.
smelled like spring in Denver. Yeah, it's been
Good.
pretty springy around here recently. Capro says, Cynthia, do you have a search partner?
Maybe.
Besides your dog.
Maybe.
Maybe. James Casey.
Could teeth be Tetons? No, because Tetons
They're
are
boobies.
boobies.
Where's Rusty Nipples?
He would know.
Is that a he?
Sapa West. AGK, Cynthia, do you think Forrest keeps toothbrushes in a jar like that, or do you believe that all frog jar toothbrushes pics were staged?
I actually think he does keep his toothbrushes in a bronze jar. If you look at the photo from one of the scrapbooks, I'm going to bring it up here now. This is from scrapbook 99.5 in October of 2014. I don't think the picture of his counter is staged. I think he
there.
really. I can't tell if it's a bronze jar or not. You can actually go to the scrapbook yourself and zoom in. I looked at it and I think it could be a bronze jar, but I can't tell for sure from this. But I don't think this is staged as far as that.
So
I don't know. That's my answer.
I
My
think
final
if
answer
you
is I
have
don't know.
done, and if you've made, so what happens when you start a craft like that, a hobby, you start making this
Yeah,
stuff.
you got to make something.
And then as you keep making it, you end up like, well, let me give this to friends.
Right.
Like, and then after a while, you don't have anybody else to give it to, and you realize, I've got 20 of these jars. Man, I am turning them
It's
into...
like when you're growing
Sure.
too much zucchini and you keep taking it out to
Pencil
everybody and they're
cups
like, we
and-
don't want any more.
We've had it with
Right.
zucchini.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Paul is here. He's also
hey, Paul
from
from the UK.
And Sakar stopped in.
I wonder if Paul and Jono ever got together, or did they live close enough to do that? Huli retracted her message, so we don't know what she said.
Zozo sent the
Wait,
link.
you can unretract that. Let's see what she said.
Can we see?
Who what?
Hooey.
Yeah,
No. Where?
she said, Toby, get off your high horse. What does that mean? I don't know.
How do you know that?
No,
Where
I'm
do
just
you
kidding.
see
I'm just
that?
teasing her.
It's like, I don't see that.
Candy and Miko, AGK, I would be a great partner for her because I would do the same thing she is. Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
Does that mean me? And what am I doing?
Yeah, it must be you.
I don't know.
We tie all of Cynthia's search partners up.
Steve. Did you get down to Steve yet?
Cynthia, where are you from? Sound Midwestern to me.
Steve, I grew up in central Pennsylvania in farm country, and I apologize to anybody who thinks I sound like them or their relatives or whatever. I can't help it.
Well, you can tell she's from Pennsylvania because she doesn't say the L. Say Pennsylvania again.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, see, they say in Pennsylvania, say
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. They don't
Oh.
say the L when they say.
But I sometimes do, not now.
Okay.
Jan Curb says, Cynthia, in your book you mentioned finding money on a search. Could you tell us more about that?
Oh my God, yes, Jan. That was awesome.
Somebody read your book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Someone did. I didn't remember I had it in my book, but I guess I did. This was so awesome. And this was the Santa Cruz Lake search area. And as I recall, the gate to the campground, the overlook campground, the gate was still closed, so I had to park and walk back to, I think I was just going to use binoculars or something that day to look at my search area. I don't remember. Anyway, as I'm walking along the dirt road, first there was like a, I don't know if it was a $5 bill or a $10 bill. I know I told it correctly in my story, but I eventually found enough bills that I had $23. And I was so ecstatic. So I know that I am born to be a treasure hunter, because if I got so excited finding $23 laying along a road, I can only imagine what it would be like to find Fenn's treasure. I'd probably have a heart attack.
Cynthia Meachum found the treasure today. We know because her body was laying next to the treasure. Not having passed away from the excitement.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Michael Hull says, Cynthia, about the Japanese TV special you appeared on, have you ever had that translated for you?
I'm not sure which one. I think you, if you're referring to the one that was in 3 parts, yeah, I have the videos of it. They actually sent me videos, and I can't remember now if they translated, but I think they did. They might have done voiceovers or something, but I'm pretty sure that I do have an English version of it.
We did a Japanese TV special as well, and they spoke to us in English, took our responses, and there was no translation, right? They translated when they played it out.
Right. When they played it, they put Japanese voices over ours.
But what was really cute is they kept referring to Shelley as Shetty-san. I thought it was really cute.
Jeremy Milstead's here.
He has been. I saw his name earlier, and I realized he hadn't been here for a while.
Pretty in pink. I look pretty in pink.
Hmm.
Yeah. Those. Your.
Oh, Copper Dan.
That was our earlier
Okay.
one.
All right, Tony F. Do you have the Thrill of the Chase book there? If so, can you show the poem in the back of the book and maybe some photos as well in the book? I'll tell you what, we did a whole series, a book club, and you can go to that, and you can go to that chapter, Gold and More, and we do show the poem, and we have shown the pictures as we hit those chapters.
Yeah, we have a playlist on our channel called AGK Book Club, The Thrill of the Chase, and every chapter is one. Well, actually, it took us 7 episodes to get through My War for Me, but every other chapter is one episode. You can find it, and the chapters, the episodes have the same name as each of the chapters in the book, so you can see it there.
And we did that, we answered that.
Yeah,
and then it popped again. Dang it.
You shouldn't drink in mouse.
It's not me. It's just, it does that once in a while. It just does it. We are, there we go. Okay, we're back to where we were.
Okay.
All right. Drew says, in your imagination, where do you think the final resting place is? In a crevice, under a pine tree, near the top of a mountaintop, etc.
You searched? No, they said AGK.
In your imagination.
No, but they're asking you were a guest. So
that's all of us.
That's all of us. So go ahead.
Oh, please bring that back. Is that the one that's just there?
Mm-hmm.
Crevice, pine tree, top of a mountain, etc.
I think in a crevice is totally the right mindset. I have looked in many a crevice, and it always seems like, how can it not be there? I have been in a crevice under a pine tree, where the crevice was under a pine tree, and that was along Slough Creek in Yellowstone National Park, a place Fenn talks about having fished with his father. I don't think it's near the top of a mountain, unless you actually could drive to the top of the mountain and maybe walk 1,000 feet to get to it. I don't think there's going to be a lot of difficulty getting to it. But I definitely like the crevice, and definitely a pine tree or pine trees in the area.
So I don't know if it's a crevice necessarily, but it is some sort of rock edifice. So maybe a rock overhang that's deep enough to have you could have used it in a survival situation. That's how I always envision it. It would be the kind of rock edifice, in a granite rock wall, but it would be the kind of place that you could, in an emergency situation, use it for survival. So that's how I always see it.
I agree.
Okay, crevice it is. Robert Zielinski, Cynthia, what do you think your best solved theory has been so far, or which one were you the most confident with? It doesn't have to be your current solve.
Robert, it is my current solve. I came up with it in November. I tried to get to my search location Monday or Tuesday right after Thanksgiving, and there was so much snow to get where I needed to park that even my four-wheel drive Toyota Tundra in low, I thought I was going to get stuck. So I considered snowshoeing to it, which would have been about another 2 miles one way. A blizzard was starting to fall about that time, so I just decided to be smart. I did not want to be a statistic. So I unfortunately got turned around in my truck and headed back to Cody, Wyoming. It's no secret that I sort of work out of Cody, and I am now waiting. So in the meantime, between the end of November and over the last several months, I've been trying to hone that location, just trying to really to nail down all 9 clues, just using the poem or the TTOTC book alone. And then on the side, I must have a dozen or 20 pages of confirmation bias from scrapbooks and whatever. So I'm just waiting for the snow to melt to go find that it's not there.
World famous gamer. Cynthia, could the chest be in New Mexico? Because Forrest Fenn said put an X on the map, and New Mexico is the only state out of the 4 states with an X, and it has 9 letters.
Sure, it could be in New Mexico. Lots of us for 9 years have noticed that there isn't an X in New Mexico, as well as me in the middle. So sure, it could be here. I just can't find it here.
Blaze of Glory is correcting you guys. Baker's Hole is where he exited.
Oh, yeah.
not
Baker's Hole.
I knew. It didn't sound right. Thank you.
Is that where he started?
No,
he didn't say where he started.
Barnes Hole is also, I think Barnes Hole is where Dale took the photo for the cover of
Right.
Too Far to Walk. Thank you. I knew that didn't sound right, but I couldn't think of Baker's Hole. That's correct.
Claudia Harris is here. Says, hi, Cynthia. I have a question. Have you searched on the Pecos?
Yes.
Oh, you have? I didn't know that. Above Torero?
Mm-hmm.
We never talked about that.
I love the Pecos, but I can't find any warm waters there.
Yeah, that's kind of, we looked, Jason and I looked at the Pecos, but we couldn't make the homework. There's just no place to start.
But I did go there several times.
Mosaic Mind says, thank you, Shelley, for your designated production efforts. I am noticing.
Nice.
Thank you.
Paul says.
Is the home of Brown the earth, the soil we walk on?
No.
Hadn't considered it, but an interesting theory. It could well be. The problem with that is then you've got a whole bunch of Home of Brown. You've got to figure out which Home of Brown he's...
This makes it really hard to...
I think someone put it out on a website a number of years ago that Fenn told them in an email. Oh, God. I'm going to just get in trouble.
Paraphrase this.
No, I'm not even going to say this.
Say it. Come on.
Okay, it was something to the effect, and I'm going to pretend that I'm paraphrasing it, that Homer Brown is an actual location. There you go.
I agree.
But that is not directly from Forrest Fenn's mouth to me. That was through someone else.
Hearsay.
It's hearsay.
Hearsay. Yeah.
Pretend you never heard it from me.
Love it when Cynthia says my name.
Rusty Nipples.
I can't say it now.
Oh.
Is my face red?
We're done with the shout out.
Wait. Slednick says, I'm calling Justin Timberlake tomorrow. That's copyrighted. This? You mean this?
I brag about you to anyone outside, but I'm a man of the woods. is my pride.
That was Justin Timberlake going through his quasi-Western, country and Western phase.
But apparently he wanted Beastie Boys.
What?
It's when he's right here.
All right, Sledneck, same rules apply. You have a slot now, so just send it. If you want Beastie Boys, go to karaokeversion.com, find the Beastie Boys, send me the link. You don't have to pay for it. I'll take care of it.
Heather Dawn says, I mean as a landslide covering it with heavy
Oh,
loads.
avalanche, landslide.
Oh, not snow. She meant
Yeah,
dirt or
can,
rocks.
That was a prediction that I think Fenn made a while back, that it could be that could happen, some geologic infraction of some kind. Yeah, it's gone. Then you can kiss treasure hunt goodbye.
But I don't think that was his original Homer Brown.
Yeah.
And I think she's asking us, could the Homer Brown be a landslide?
Oh,
It could be anything, really, because we don't really know.
because nobody knows what it is. John Ito, in another question, says, Cynthia, have you mentioned petroglyphs in some of your you have mentioned petroglyphs in some of your searches. Any relation of the clues to pictures in the Thrill of the Chase book?
Nope.
No. It's fine.
Copper Dances. Cynthia, do you use or consider the double omegas into your solve?
My current solve actually has a big stone omega that crosses the creek where the people ford this creek to cross to the other side.
Get to the other side.
So in my current solve, yes, I use it.
HK Media, I think Running Down a Dream by Tim probably Tom Petty, would be a good intro song. Oh. For whom? For us?
For the whole
Oh,
shebang,
I see. Shebang. HK Media, Cynthia, we should do a pen meetup. I have been asked by many there.
Never.
Or she's not going back to Pennsylvania. That's where the little roly-poly guy is from. Far be it for me to talk
Little
about roly-poly.
Big roly-poly.
Let's see.
No, I'm not
Hey, we're
going to
making
dig
some
it.
headway.
Just because, go back one, please. What was the guy's name that dug the big hole? Conway?
Scott Conway.
Scott Conway. I don't want to say anything negative about Scott, but I believe he was from Pennsylvania, and that certainly was his prerogative to solve the poem, thinking that he needed to do that, but you'd have to be a total idiot to really think that's right. So,
yeah, it didn't look good in real time.
Chamber Stucky.
Holy, she grew up in Pennsylvania.
oh my God, we will email.
I used to raft the Yuccogainy in Pennsylvania. Back when I
Sounds
was
made
my
up.
rafting period.
Where?
The Yuccogainy.
What is that?
It's a river that runs
Where?
through.
See, I told you.
It goes from western Pennsylvania down into central Pennsylvania and then drops down.
Like into
Yuccogainy.
the Susquehanna or where?
No. It's far.
Okay.
The Susquehanna tends to be over on the east side.
Okay.
This is over on the western mountain
Well,
side.
Either way, it's not in the Rocky Mountains.
No,
so
no. It was a long time.
I feel sorry for
This
you.
was back.
I
this
feel
is back in
sorry that you
my
can
younger
never
days.
get that time back.
No, that's the whole time. I was an East Coast
Okay.
person, for God's sakes.
Okay.
So Cynthia's awesome, as is Shelley, and Toby
Oh,
won.
that's
I'm all out.
Thank you.
Oh, I need
We're all
another
out.
drink.
Me and Toby are out. We're gonna have to go to the kitchen and get more while you sit here and entertain the folks.
I'll entertain.
Since you're tied to your chair and everything. Oh, we forgot to tell you.
W says, great name for Toby. Joe S. Cynthia is awesome. Joe S. Cynthia is awesome, as
He's just
is Shelley and Toby.
sometimes he repeats them in case you
Oh, I
missed
see.
it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Grizzly Bear is here. Boo.
Yeah, that's the ghost boy in the background.
Yeah.
Sled Deck is just mad at night. Those are wasted 2 hours of my time with the worst movie I ever watched.
What was that?
I don't know. Sozo must have recommended a movie to Sledneck, and it turned out to be it popped.
Did it again.
Come on, dead air. I don't need dead air in my show.
Then,
Oh, there was something about dead.
Grizzly Bear. Okay.
Holy, holy,
just go
yeah. Keep going.
Oh,
Go down to the first one.
Lavender Blondes. Oh,
Cynthia looks like she means business.
everybody thinks I'm so serious.
Yeah.
But there are a few out there in this chat room
Who
that
know you.
I'm not,
Yeah, no.
because they really do know me.
She's the only time I've ever seen you serious is when she talks about the time she spent as an engineer at Intel. That's when she gets serious.
That's true.
Mosaic Mind. Cynthia, do you map or keep track of your exact exploration areas, GPS or grid-like?
I don't use a GPS or a grid, but I keep track of my almost all my searches. I have binders and binders of my searches, printed out and also on my computer in digital form.
Mosaic says, I ask because you've covered so much ground.
Dick Dastardly says, who, in your opinion, is the dead person Fenn talks about when he said you can only keep a secret if the other person is dead?
That's a good
Is
question.
Okay, good
That's
question.
an
Who's
excellent
yours?
question.
Who's yours?
He suggested Hansi Wood or his father.
I like both of those. I also have another one that is pertinent to my current search area, and if I told you who it was, you would
It'd give it too much.
You would go back and you would find out what my search area is. So I'm not going to reveal that until October.
So I thought it was either his father or
Eric Sloan.
Eric Sloan.
I like Eric too. In fact, a lot of my New Mexico searches for the first 5 years were based on Eric Sloan.
And I think the reason is that Eric was old enough to have been Fenn's father.
Oh, for sure.
And I think over the period that he and Eric worked together, he developed a father-son
Yeah.
intensity or quality of relationship with Eric.
Right.
And although he loved his father, I don't think he had an outstanding, he was a middle child, so he wouldn't have had the same kind of relationship with his father that he had the possibility of developing with Eric. That's why I like Eric as the don't go where an 80-year-old man couldn't go.
I have a question. Can I ask a question to the chat
Sure,
room?
go ahead.
So for the people that think that Fenn's father might be the person he's referring to about the two people can keep a secret if one of them is dead, if you are searching in New Mexico, is there anyone that searches New Mexico who feels that it can be Fenn's father? And if so, why? Because Fenn, as far as I know, Forrest did very little in the state of New Mexico with his dad. So if you really think that his father is the one that he's implying about the dead person, I just don't see how you could think that the treasure then is hidden in New Mexico. That's just my question.
There is that one story, Father on the Banco.
Oh, he was here.
Yeah.
But he never talks about fishing, hiking, going anywhere with his father in New Mexico.
Think of this.
All you had is, we know he was here.
Think of this story. Imagine that his father is sitting there on the bunco, and the man comes in and writes a check to Forrest for some painting, and his father makes what, for all intents and purposes, is a non-complimentary comment. You just made more money in that few minutes than my house cost me at one time. It's very passive-aggressive to me. It's the kind of thing my mother might have said to me in the case. And then you were Forrest, and you say to him, I need to show you something. I need to show you the kind of person I am. I'm going to take you someplace. And he puts him in the car and he drives north. Father says, where are we going? So I just want to show you this place. And they get there. He hikes him. He's 80 years old now, right? As he's going to die soon.
Right.
And he takes him to a special place. And he says to him, I'm not quite sure how you have felt about me all my life. I know there were times where you didn't feel good about me being your son, but I want you to enjoy this because this is my special place.
No, don't buy it. I mean, maybe. I mean, that you made a good case for it, but no, maybe.
Dick Dastardly says,
I think it was the person who was closest to finding the treasure died, and then he talked about it. But that's just my opinion.
That's so. That's the,
oh my God, we got to drink to Grizzly Bear. So Grizzly Bear has to be probably my age as well.
Wow, little
anybody
bit,
that knows who Bo Derek is not a young person.
You got that whole little blonde hair thing with the cheeks. You got the cheeks, and the nose. Yeah.
I don't have
Put a
many of
bow,
her. I
Derek.
certainly don't have her wallet. I know that. I don't
Is she
have
still
the-
alive? Didn't she? She passed away.
How
didn't
many
she?
movies did she do? Like 2?
I don't know.
She did 10.
Is she dead? They
I
just
think
said I
she-
look like a dead. Could someone please Google it? Is Bo Derek still
I
alive?
think she didn't. She get cancer and she
I don't
passed
know.
away. Or
They
am I
said I
just
look
making-
like a dead person. I'm gonna still.
Maybe you're
I'm still
thinking of
drinking to
Farrah
them.
Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett died.
Oh, maybe that's. You're right.
Yes,
That's who I
Farrah
was thinking
Fawcett
of. Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are with Copper Dan. Do you have any slots left for into
No, we're gonna have to wait for somebody to
Intros.
die, Copper.
or get
'Cause
banned?
our 35 are all used up, and Boss Jock just gives you 35. That's it.
Oh,
I've got 'em all.
Sledneck says, "Give my slot to Copper Dan."
Okay, I'll do that. Are you sure, Sledneck?
I brag about you to anyone outside, but I'm a man of the woods, it's my pride.
Okay, Copper Dan, Sledneck's giving up his cart to you. So go to karaokeversion.com, find
Zozo
the
Rocks
song.
also gave up his to Copper Dan, so
Oh,
maybe we should have an auction.
all right. Well, that's 2 that have opened up. Sledneck, and so if anybody wants one, both Zozo and Sledneck have given theirs up. I'll give Copper Dan
From
Sledneck's
Minnesota.
from Minnesota.
Give one for Minnesota.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll do Minnesota. I'd promise them that.
All right.
Rich Acer says, 1 more margarita and we'll all have Cynthia's solution.
Mr. Bean, if the Homa Brown is one specific place, then warm water salt isn't needed to find it.
That's not what Forrest tells us. You've got to find all the clues in the poem to find the treasure.
Tony F. Hypothetical question. I know you're currently not searching, but if you did, what state, what area you'll go to if you got sponsored, for example?
We'd go back to the same place. We'd go back to the Rio de los Pinos.
We'd follow Cynthia.
We'd put a PI on Cynthia and find out where she's going.
You're gonna rope me again.
Yeah.
Tie me up.
We
wait,
go
there was a
right
strawberry
back.
We're gonna hitch
margarita. Yeah, Britt chased it.
Hitch our wagon to the back of her vehicle.
Oh my God! Someone spelled it out. Your river. Do you see that?
Where?
AJ Rainville.
Oh,
Near
the
top.
Yuccoganey. Yeah, that's
Oh
it.
my God! I never heard of
The
that.
big U.
I don't know how.
The Yuccoganey River. Yeah, used to raft down it all the time. It was a very, it had class 3, 4, and 5
Oh, wow.
rapids,
Good.
but it was always guided, and we just had a lot of fun. I would
Oh,
take,
good.
whenever I had visitors come out from the west,
Right.
because we don't have, as you go further north, you find some of those rivers, but here in New Mexico,
Right.
we have the Rio Grande that's
Right.
about as dynamic as it's going to get.
Yeah.
You take them on the Yuccoganey,
Yeah.
and you feel like, oh, I have river
Yeah.
rafted now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. Good.
This is for you, Toby.
What's that? Hey, Toby, shout out, please. Hey, Bob Burnquist. How the heck are you, brother? Long time no see.
Sheila Draper. Cynthia, you live in Wyoming or do you travel with each search?
I live in Albuquerque, so I travel with each search.
How long did it take you to get here tonight?
From my house to your
Oh.
house, 5 minutes.
Whoa. We are really, really close now.
Dodd Birmingham. Oh, you should do a show while you're cooking in the kitchen while ruminating on the chase. 1 teaspoon of brown sugar. Speaking of brown.
You know what? And my new kitchen is almost perfectly set up for that.
Yeah, we could do a lot.
Lavender Blonde says she looks like she means business, the blazer.
That's right.
But I can tell she's a lot of fun.
Fun. Correction there.
Oh, she did correct. Okay.
Jay, Minnesota.
Are you?
May I answer?
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as I know, the official function in the junction has been canceled. If other people want to host one and come up with a date and a location, it's certainly open for anybody that wants to take it over. I'm no longer committing to that weekend since the 2 people who were actually going to be in charge stepped back from that particular item, that event. So I don't think it's going to happen unless maybe you want to take it over, Mr. Minnesota.
That's Jana. She's a she.
Oh, sorry, Jana. I
Ms.
did not
Minnesota.
Miss
Miss.
Minnesota.
Sorry.
She hangs out a lot on Facebook.
Yeah, it's open if anybody else wants to host it. I think there's interest from several people who would be interested if someone else wants to host it and come up with a date and a venue.
Are you contributing to Fennbury in any way, other
Yeah.
than being there?
Yes.
Are you? All right.
I'm doing the Thursday and the Friday night.
Okay.
I was just going to
Sex
get
party?
that.
That's
Well,
what-
I almost said something like that, and it's like, oh my God, I don't want to defame your show. So
She's
I'm
actually
doing
the Thursday and Friday night
I'm
key
doing
exchange.
the hoe down, as in hoe, farmer hoe, not the other kind of hoe. That's my Thursday night thing. And my Friday night thing is the hot dog roast.
Did you say hot dog race?
Roast.
Oh, roast.
Roast.
I thought hot dogs would be racing.
We have a new event for the Friday night event. Shelley's going to be racing a hot dog. With anybody else that wants to.
Maybe a Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah, sure.
We got tracks. All right. Cynthia Dewey Dominic?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Do
Maybe he's
we?
guessing that's who died, who was the dead person.
Oh.
You look like Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, Bob, that's a good way. That's a, yeah. First you got the shout out
Australian accent.
God.
from Bo Derek to Crocodile Dundee. That's a hell of a slide.
Hey, Parzival the Wise.
Possible.
They obviously are drinking moonshine.
Todd Berryhan says it's not in New Mexico and it's not his father. We don't know that, Todd.
Ellen K wants to know
Yeah, we
what's
don't
on your
know.
necklace.
Zuni bears.
Oh, Zuni bears.
These are Zuni bears.
Oh yeah, they are Zuni bears.
Toby confirmed.
All right, let's see.
Skippy in Montana. That was from Todd.
Michael Houle says Cynthia, not his father, in my opinion.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that.
Please.
Cowbell.
What?
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Clifford Langenek says,
Who's AJK? AJK.
that's
You.
what he tells. Think about this. The dead person is Olga. That's all I will reveal on that, but my thoughts are New Mexico.
Grizzly Bear says it's not in Yellowstone, and he's a grizzly bear, so he should know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's been everywhere. All over that place. Dead Reckoning is the dead man,
Mm-hmm.
says Davio. Yeah, he was thinking of Farrah. Or you were thinking of Farrah. Somebody was
Someone
thinking of
Googled
Farrah.
it. Bo Derek's alive.
Okay, good.
Good.
Derek's
That's-
alive.
I'm drinking to Bo Derek.
BKS. My money's on the dead man being Salinger.
That's possible
Okay.
too. But he died before Fenn hit the chest,
Oh
didn't he?
no, we bumped a gun.
Oh, you know what it is? When YouTube decides to, that's what it is. When YouTube decides to hold up a comment. Okay, yeah, that's where you were.
There we go. Okay. There we go.
WFG, hey Toby, tried learning Spanish with a CD that teaches you while you're asleep, but during the night the CD skipped. By 6:30 a.m. I could at least stutter in Spanish. Oh. Wait.
That's a drum roll.
That's not the one I want.
Oh man, you suck at that.
There, I gave him the rim
Oh,
shot.
there you go. Okay. Dick Dastardly, on most of yourselves, how close to a creek or river is the treasure? 30 to 50 feet?
Yes.
Yes. Lavender Blonde says this should be a drinking game. Whenever they say a certain word, they have to take a drink. The problem
Yes.
is we're already
I
through our
can.
first.
Look,
All I got
First
the lime
round.
I've
left.
been farming
Yeah.
mine.
I'm down to, and I ate the lime. So
How are we going to sing your song, man? It's da 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 da. Is that?
boom, boom, boom,
It's
boom.
no, there's no words to that.
My name is Michael.
We could make up words. Okay.
Okay. Someone's putting a tracker.
Pineapple pies bake off.
Pineapple
Me
pies. I
cooking and
love.
chaps. Well, I can do the chaps, but I don't cook.
2 clues. Omega is not an omega, and Toledo is not a town.
Grizzly.
Sounds confusing.
He also said it wasn't in Yellowstone, so I'm just taking everything he says as gospel now. He words as gospel.
Minnesota be a man and Mississippi be a woman. Ha ha ha. Midnight harnesses are involved.
Oh, there. What did I tell you?
This is going to go down.
Why must I go? Is he
It's
here?
going downhill from now.
Mosaic Mind says, now this is a knife.
Fubar
Yeah.
970. Mitzi Moore, hey.
Mitzi.
Hot dogs and hoes. From David.
Crikey. Bob says, why can't we organize a massive search? Amazing idea. You can show that.
Okay.
I think he's just trying to be funny. YouTube didn't like it.
Oh, Pawpaw left. He's got to get to
Night
bed. I'm
owl.
sure it's probably about
Well,
3 or
it's-
4 a.m.
No, it's
2 a.m.
later. It's 3:30.
3.
He's got to get up for work pretty soon.
Oh, Michael didn't like our rendition of his song.
Ah.
These are not the lead searchers you were looking for. Okay, have we got
These aren't
any
yet.
texts?
We do have text. All right, guys, we're going to start reading texts here. And we do have some voicemails as well. So let's take it from the top here. Casey here from Idaho. Don't forget, if you're going to send us a text, you can send a text to
I'm going to
866-597.
go get a refill.
Can you put together a strawberry margarita? No? Okay.
I could try.
Okay, it's 2 ounces of the reposado
Yes.
and 3 ounces in that little shot glass is an ounce, and 3 of the
Strawberry mix.
strawberry mix, and then shake it in the shaker, and don't pour the rocks into the glass. Okay?
You don't want ice.
No. You put ice separately in the glass.
Oh.
Not the same ice that you shake it with. Okay, from area code. Wow, dang, nabbit here. I need the mouse.
He just got.
Yeah. So thank you, Michael J. Forney, and I need that mouse pad right there that Shelley had. Don't go yet. So we just got a super chat from Michael. Let me scroll back. And he says, Michael Forney says, I love your show. Have you studied Davio 22's techniques? If so, what do you think? I am amazed. Please share your thoughts. I love Davio 22 like I do a brother, because he is a brother searcher, a fellow searcher. But I have not studied his techniques. I should perhaps, because he seems to score more often than I do. This is not Cynthia's birthday suit, nor did we plan to have her in her birthday suit. Okay, so here we go with a text message. If you're going to send me a text message, did I say this already? Send a text message or to Cynthia at 866-597-9901. That's 866-597-9901. Okay, so this is Casey from Idaho. Are you too sure you have the home of Brown correct? If Forrest said if you knew where you could go right, if you knew it, you could go right to the treasure. Why the dilemma then? We don't know what the Homer Brown is. That's why we have said more often than not that we don't know any of the clues, which is why we quit searching. We didn't know where they were. Oh, EGK Media. K-Pro wants you to make Cynthia drink too. I think she's nursing hers.
I am nursing it, yes.
So I'm the least nursey about my drinks. Hello, Toby and Shelley. I enjoy your AGK shows on YouTube. My question is for Toby. Sorry, Shelley. With your military intel background, wouldn't it be possible for a disgruntled Google employee high on the pay scale or a world-class hacker be able to crack into Forrest Fenn's search history on Google Maps and narrow down where the treasure chest is? Thanks, Dan Reed from Bama. So the problem with that strategy is one has to assume that Forrest Fenn has maintained some record of his placement and where he's been and what he's done on Google Maps. I would find that unlikely. What is more likely, so one of the things that you learn about security when you study security is that the hardest thing to defend against, especially when it comes to cybersecurity, the most difficult thing to defend against is a disgruntled employee. You can block almost anything else, and especially if that disgruntled employee happens to be a member of the networking team. So it is possible that a disgruntled Google employee could hack into Forrest Fenn's Gmail account eventually and derive, copy the emails, download them, and then start handing them over to WikiLeaks and share them with the world. That's possible. It is possible. He may get caught, he may get fired, but that would all happen after the damage was done. And again, most security experts will tell you that the most dangerous person in your they call it a security fence, is the person inside your fence. It's a lot easier to defend against a person outside your fence than it is inside. So yeah, disgruntled Google employee managing the servers that handle Gmail. Go to Forrest Fenn, take a look at his Gmails, download them, and then start doing the search himself.
May I comment on this?
So
was that guy asking you to search Fenn's
no, he was,
Gmail to get other people's ideas, or Fenn's searchable history?
His
history.
He suggested that Fenn might have documented his travels on Google Maps. I find that unlikely. Fenn's search history, Fenn's history of being in the mountains is not going to be on Google Maps.
Okay.
But it's just as possible, because if there was an employee of Google Maps and Forrest Fenn had an account, well, he has a Gmail account, therefore he has a Google Maps account. If you want to see my Google Maps account, I document all the Five Guys hamburger places I go to, so you'll see all those pictures.
Who gave us super chat?
You had to ask that question. I think it was Michael Forney.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
It was a Michael.
Okay, because this is Michael J. Forney. Nice
Oh.
Italian name.
Awesome. Did you get a ka-ching out of that?
You did get it. He got one already, but just because you brought it up, I'm going to do it again.
All right. Tobster.
Okay. Oh my God, this is one of those guys. So they ask a question that consisting. Dwayne from Texas, going to Browns Park to search in Colorado. Any pointers? I know. Let the snow melt. Thank you for the info. We've never been to Browns Park. Browns Park is up in the northwestern corner of the state, along the Dinosaur National Monument area. We went to Browns Canyon, which is in the right around Salida. What would you call that? Southwest corner of the state, more the southwest. I've never been to Browns Park, so I'm sorry, I can't give you any advice. Stay away from the dinosaurs. Ooh, voicemails. These are always my favorite. Ooh, multiple voicemails. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
There go the voicemails. You got to listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Toby. Brian here. I believe the guy that said that he found it and could not retrieve it and then told Fenn where he had found it because, number one, the crevice. He couldn't get it out of the crevice. Number two, I saw pictures on the internet of the chest before Forrest had placed it. And then I saw pictures a couple of years later where it was all corroded and weathered, where Forrest had taken pictures of it afterwards. So unfortunately, it breaks my heart severely because I was going to go there this summer and get it myself. The clues were simple. The clues in the books were simple. Doggone it. That's all I have to say. Oh, you can YouTube me the word binder bird. Binder like bookbinder and bird like Tweety bird. One word, binder bird.
Honestly, the more people who believe that the treasure has been found or recovered by someone and it hasn't been announced, the happier I am, honestly. Oh, he's not done yet. Second voicemail from Binder Bird. Oh, wait. Because Shelley just made me the best drink ever.
I make good
Cause
drinks.
girls like you round other guys like me to sundown when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you love and yeah, me too. I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's like when I made Cynthia that whiskey sour, and it was excellent. And then she went home and tried to have one with
Yeah, that was horrible.
Christy, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
It's like, it's my special touch.
Yes.
All right, here's Brian again.
We threw it away.
Hi, Toby. My name is Binderbird.
Binderbird.
Binderbird. I was wondering, do you think Forrest's email is the Forrest Fenn at gmail.com, or did somebody else make that up? What do you think about that?
That's it.
I could use a text back because I don't always get to see your podcast.
Binderbird, it is forrestfenn at gmail.com. So, yeah, that's the one you can use. He had a old email, forrestfenn at earthling.net, but he hasn't used that for years. It's forrestfenn, one word, no period, nothing, forrestfenn at gmail.com. Oh, he's back. Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
Hey, this is Binderbird again. If you would, please just call me.
Oh, blah, 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 blah.
We don't want
Okay.
you
I'll
to
only
tell your
take,
phone number to
2 minutes of your
everyone.
time.
Okay, so he wants us to call him. Remember that when you do call in, and if you leave a voicemail, please do not use your phone number. The idea is to keep your phone number private and not have people calling you and making fun of you. Ooh, voicemail again. Voicemail night, huh?
The same guy?
No, different guy. So, let's go.
Hey, Toby, it's John again. Sorry to call back and bug you. I know I asked a question the other day and you gave an answer, but I couldn't find exactly where to find it at. The face that Mitchy Mitch had found, you said you posted it on y'all's blog, but I couldn't find which blog it's on and exactly how to find it. Would you mind maybe elaborating on your show exactly how I can find it? I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So, on every YouTube channel that's been around for a while, there is
Sassy and bitter.
there is a community menu item. So you know, videos, playlists, community. So just go to our channel's homepage and look across the top at the menu at the top and along that navigation bar. And there's one that says community. Click on that community and you'll be taken to our channel blog. And that's where you'll find it, both the before and after photos with all the details.
Toby, have you seen the Perry Stone video of his recovery?
Oh yeah, God, that's so last century now. I mean, it was what, back in 2016 or 17? Yeah, we've seen it. We weren't impressed.
How sassy and bitter of you to say that.
Did I say that?
Somebody said that.
So we need. This is from 775. We need new clue about Home Brown. Why not have a, wow, I don't know what those two words are. Why not have a question anonymously, which is as close as I can get. Yeah, we do need a new Homer Brown because the old one apparently just isn't working. From our friend Clayton Watson in Texas. Howdy, Toby. It's Clayton. I wonder how much money it would take, donated to a charity of Fenn's choice, to have him eliminate one state. Pure fantasy, but imagine the new fire it would light under the efforts of the searchers. I have a sense. A, you're right. He would never do that, no matter how much money would be donated or offered. And two, I don't know if it would have the intended effect.
Did you say A and 2?
Yeah. No. There's actually a third. So you go A, 2, and third. It's an old sales joke. A, my name is Toby Younis. 2, I'm from New Mexico. And third, we're going to be leaving here soon. It's a sales presentation joke. You had to be in sales. Sorry.
So Fenn could eliminate Colorado, and 3/4 of us, it doesn't help us.
Right,
We don't
exactly.
care.
I think that's the problem.
And-
No matter what state you eliminated, there would be 3/4 of the searcher who would not.
That don't care, and it doesn't affect
Yeah,
3/4 of the
exactly.
people searching.
Yeah. So if you were to eliminate New Mexico, you'd have a bunch of pissed off New Mexicans. But for the rest of the folks, they'd just be going, told ya.
Right, yeah.
I don't know, it would have the intended effect, I guess is the point that I wanted to make. And I think Cynthia agrees with me.
Hey, a Jeep Girl Jody just joined us.
Hi, Jeep Girl Jody. How are you doing? From Colorado. Okay, this is from 262 from Ralph in a state of near coma. Are you surprised at the high bidding on the toothbrush holder? Could this be a sign that the contents of the chest will command a higher price? Adios, muchachos. See you on the trail. What do you think? We talked about this, didn't we? Do you think the fact that the toothbrush holder, Forrest Fenn toothbrush holder, is going for close to $3,000 implies that the treasure will have greater value as well?
Because it was his? Well,
What's your opinion on the matter?
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course it's going to have more than its numismatic and
Intrinsic.
market value. It's going to have the value of having been the focus of the chase for so many years and having belonged to Forrest Fenn, who was a famous gallery owner in Santa Fe. So it's always the story that sells the piece of art for the highest
bid.
amount. So yeah.
What do you think?
I think the treasure chest
Bo.
that's my new name, Bo. Margaritaville Bo. The treasure chest, the value of it can only be what someone out there wants to spend for it. So you're talking a toothbrush holder that the bidding is $3,000, and there's a few searchers, we all know particular names of who will, maybe people bidding. I don't follow it, so I don't know who is bidding on it. But there's probably a dozen searchers that might spend $3,000 or $5,000 or whatever on a bronze that was made by Fenn. That is so different. That market is so different from the worth of the treasure chest, and who can buy it if you sell it whole like you guys were going to do, which would probably bring the most money. I mean, whether it's somewhere between $2 million and $5 million, you have to have someone with that kind of cash that on a whim is going to spend that kind of money for a treasure. So then to me, that's an entirely different ball game. And his stuff, the treasures, I mean, it's worth a ton of money, but there again, if you're going to give it to an auctioneer for some sheik or somebody that's got billions of dollars to buy, and that's probably who it would be, I don't know. I just don't think that's the same as comparing it to the toothbrush jar. In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with Cynthia in the sense that you're talking about two different objects. There is a certain amount of uniqueness associated with the toothbrush jar, but a bronze jar is a craft. It's like my son's work. It's tin craft. It is repetitive. The thing that makes the treasure so valuable. So there are certain elements that affect the value of the treasure. One is the story associated with this, right? A rich man dying from cancer comes up with his plan to hide a treasure and have someone find it, having found his bones as well. So there's this wonderful story that goes on. There's the intrinsic value of the objects in the treasure, which people have estimated all the way as low as $500,000 to as high as $2 million, right? But what makes the treasure itself so immensely valuable to people with money is its uniqueness. That is, you will be the sole owner of that particular treasure that has been written about and talked about and storied about, and programs have been made about, and one day a documentary will be, et cetera, et cetera. You will be the sole owner of that box and all its contents. And the fact, and there's nothing better for rich people. I don't know if that's true of us poor people as well, but there is nothing better than a rich person owning something that they believe to be the sole object of its kind. And so the reason we considered going to Sotheby's is Sotheby's has a clientele that consists of rich people. And whenever they have an auction, they promote it. They promote it to all these people. They send them out these beautiful, colorful mailers and say that, on 120-pound stock and full color, glossy mailers, and they promote it with the idea that people are going to be coming or calling in from all over the world bidding on that object. The ideal scenario for me is to have a Russian oligarch with an immense amount of money acting on behalf of Vladimir Putin and a Saudi oil prince who has more money than he knows what to do with in this lifetime, bidding against each other for that unique item, that unique box. And at that point, you can't estimate how much that will sell for. Now remember, you're going to have to give Sotheby's 20% of it. You're going to have to give the government a certain part of it because you're going to have to pay taxes on the earnings. But my guess is that by the time it gets at auction into that world that I can say I don't completely understand because I don't have anywhere near that kind of money, but they do. And what they appreciate more than anything else, what they value more than anything else is uniqueness. If they could buy one Ferrari that was the last Ferrari that was built at the Ferrari factory, they would want to own that Ferrari. Not because they love Ferraris, but because they love saying they have the last Ferrari.
Yep.
Okay, that is all. From 734 again, he says, you're way behind in chat, lagging like 7 minutes. No, we can't. That's the whole point. The chat is way ahead of us. It's not an option. We can't catch up, otherwise we start missing everything. So yeah, that's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. Okay, you ready for a couple of phone calls? We got enough time for a couple of phone calls? Sure. All right, I'm going to open up the phone lines and we'll answer them. And I think the way I want to handle it is usually I want to have a conversation with you guys. But tonight what I'd like you to do is call in if you have a question for Cynthia, state your question, and then take the answer. What do they say? Take your answer
offline.
Offline? No, there's the radio guys say something. Oh. I'll take the answer offline.
Well, hang up and listen to it.
Hang up and listen to it. Yeah.
Did you play the little intro?
I haven't, but since you made one, I'm going to play it.
All right.
We're going to open. This is Shelley's new open the phone line.
It's playing is when you're supposed to push the buttons.
Ooh, okay.
Hello. Hello.
Who's there? I'm talking. Hello.
Hello. Who is this?
You know what this is.
Okay, I've opened the phone lines. If you have a question for Cynthia, please call and ask Cynthia your question. If not, we'll just go back to the room and there's questions out there. I had to. Miss Mincy wants your blouse.
Then I would be naked.
Or everybody else wants that. Yay! Shelley naked.
And there's a call.
First call. Okay. And don't complain about the ringer. I did everything I could to get this ringer to less ringy, and I can't do anything about it. Hey, you've reached Toby, Shelley, and Cynthia. Where are you calling from? What's your name, and what's your question for Cynthia?
Yes, this is Laura from New York, and I have a cute sort of question to Cynthia, and I've never heard her state this. You know, throughout, Micah Calorizer says, well, if you take the last letter in halt for treasure and rearrange the letters, where one was halt and rearrange the letters, you get treasure and try the wheel. And then someone else suggests, no, Tarry Scant is really Cary Grant. And we've heard so many different ones. For example, that N-I-G-H means left. So my question to Cynthia, you do look awesome. It's amazing. So my question to Cynthia is, do you take anything at face value, even the first one, where warm waters halt, since warm is so subjective, and these other examples, those are just some of them, like go in peace, you have to look for a place where there's a parsons or some member of the clergy, because they typically say, "Go in peace, young man," or
Right.
something like that.
So your
do
question
you
is
take anything at face value?
in the poem
Take
is
anything at face value.
in the poem.
Yes.
All right. Let's ask Cynthia that question, and you can listen to her to answer offline. Okay.
Yes, I'll hang up.
Thank you. Do you take anything at face value when it comes to the poem?
I believe the whole poem is straightforward, so I take everything in it literally. I am not one of the people that messes with the poem. I do not change the letters of the words around, and I don't use any kind of codes or ciphers. So I'm sorry, Laura, but I don't think I'm going to give you the answer that you want to hear, because I just think it's straightforward.
From New York, no less. Laura from New York, up in your
neck of the woods.
Up in your neck of the woods. Phone lines are open. You have a question for Cynthia. We're only going to do phone lines till 9 o'clock, so that's about 11 minutes from now, guys. I think. Is that right? Yeah, 10 minutes from now. So we'll take some questions. Did we have any questions in the room that we missed? So Hooli says that the toothbrush, the tooth thing, what is it?
Toothbrush holder.
The toothbrush holder is up to $3,300. See, rich people are different. Hey, you've reached AGK Media with Shelley, Toby, and Cynthia. Who's this? Where are you calling from? And what's your question for Cynthia?
Hey, Toby, Cynthia, and Shelley. It's Todd from New York.
Oh.
From New York. No, it's from Detroit. I heard you talking about New York, and I got confused.
Okay,
I'm
so
actually in Detroit.
Okay, Detroit.
So here's my quick question. So, Cynthia, if you were to hear a solution to the poem that you thought definitively made sense, would you believe it? Because there's a lot of people out there that like are sharing, they're saying, "Oh, I'm the lead searcher, I know where it's at," and of course, if they share those solutions, a lot of people discount them, even though it might be the right one. How do you feel about that? Like, do you believe that you could actually hear a correct solve and actually believe it because it's so convincing? That's my question. Thanks.
Hi. Well, I think the talk in the forums about there being a lead searcher is such bullshit. No one could. Fenn would be the only one who would have any idea who's getting the closest, and then that's only based on the people that send him emails. I think there's a lot more people that search and keep quiet about it than actually send Forrest an email or talk about it in the chat, whether not chat rooms, but the forums. That's in my opinion, but when I changed to Wyoming, and then I can't remember what I was researching, but there was something that brought up a few comments by other searchers, and I couldn't believe how many people are searching in Wyoming. Especially, I think this conversation had to do with the big medicine wheel area. And it like freaked me out because it was like none of these people that made these comments talked about it on the blog. So I really think the lead searcher thing is just so bogus. But back to your question, yes, I hear people send me their solves even though I ask them not to. A lot of people want to share it with someone that they know isn't going to blob it to anybody else if they ask me to keep it quiet. I would totally believe if someone actually had all 9 clues and the poem could stand alone and be a map to the treasure with their solution and have a few hints from TTOTC to support that, I would look at it and maybe believe it. But it has to be where that poem can stand by yourself and be a map to the treasure, and only TTOTC has hints and a map to get you there. Otherwise, no, I would consider it just as silly as some of mine have been.
I would say that whoever is closest to the treasure, we don't know.
Right.
Okay. Jan Kerb wants to buy Shelley's blouse on eBay.
All right.
Must be we're going to see on
I have
eBay.
to open up my own vintage clothing.
I do have an
here.
account on eBay. We can put it on there and just announce it next time.
All right.
It'll bring more money if Shelley's in it.
I won't even wash it. You can have all my, my scent.
Your sweat and your
my
smell.
aroma.
The Shelley aroma. Because you know why?
Cause girls like you round other guys like me to sundown when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah. Girls like you love and yeah, me too. What I want when I come through. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.
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 Yeah. Hotlines are open. Call us 866
Did you get a
597.
voicemail?
No.
Oh.
So 760 tried to call, but you called in the middle of the last call, so I couldn't answer it.
Oh, that's right.
760, this would be a good time to try it again. It would have to be.
All right, I'm going to have a new show. I'm just going to announce it right now on AGK Media, and I will be demonstrating clothing and then putting it up for sale on eBay.
Nice.
Since there seems to be a really big desire for my clothing
Well, it's
line here.
it's a cute top. You have to admit it's a cute top.
So yeah.
Okay. So Hoolie's going on to the black V-neck. She remembers that one. Don't free Cynthia, says Matt. Got a new one.
$100.
Copper Dan says, I'll start the bidding
Sold.
on Shelley's show.
Sold $100 for your shirt.
But she has to come with it. I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, you got to up that.
I'm worth more than $100.
Hey, you've reached AGK Media. Who's calling? Where are you coming
I
from?
think it's
And
four
what
figures.
is your question for Cynthia? Hello.
Hey, Toby. Toby and Cynthia. This is Christian from San Diego.
Who's calling?
Christian from San Diego.
Hey, brother. What's your question for Cynthia?
Just curious, because I've never heard you guys talk about it on the station. A new thing I just looked up. Any thoughts on Treasure Mountain in Colorado?
In Colorado?
Yeah.
Treasure Mountain in Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the old story. Just
Yeah, yeah.
The idea of treasures new and old.
All right. Listen, and I'm going to ask Cynthia to talk about it. All right? Thank you for calling, sir.
Of course.
Hey, honey, how are you? Everybody's trying to buy my clothes.
Where is he? Oh, there's Kevin. So, Treasure Mountain in Colorado?
Hi, Christian, and from San Diego. I don't search Colorado. I've never had a solution or tried to have anything for Colorado because I cannot get anything from the thrill of the chase to take me to Colorado. However, that does not mean it's not there. It does not mean that Treasure Mountain's not a good idea. If you can come up with a viable where warm waters halt, then I totally agree that you could use that as your hint of riches new and old. So it all depends on what you
Hold on
have
just a sec.
as your
Hold on, okay.
first and second clue. But that's just me. So yeah, sure, go for it.
So a couple of things. So caller, I'll get to you in just a second. Let me get through this. So everybody in the room, Kevin Carney is Shelley's husband. Let's make sure you say hi to him and tell him how grateful
Cow lasers in the room,
you
too.
are. Cow lasers, and tell him how grateful we are that he lets Shelley participate in these shows on Wednesdays. And
Lets me.
well, he doesn't let you.
own
He
it.
wants you
true.
to make money. He's probably telling you to sell your shirt.
I don't think so.
Or call quit. Hold on. Wait, let me get Kyle Lazar's in.
Drinking the cow.
Hey, you've reached Shelley, Toby, and Cynthia. Make sure you turn the volume on your computer back off, otherwise we're going to get feedback. Thanks for joining us tonight. Who are you? Who are you? Where are you calling from? And what's your question for Cynthia?
Okay, I'll call you right back. Am I live?
Yeah, you're live, brother. Who are you?
Man, check this out.
Wait.
You know,
Wait. Who are you? And where are you calling from? And what's your question from Cynthia? For Cynthia.
my question is for all three
Okay.
co-hosts, the sidekicks, everyone. When it comes to that treasure, that person that's looking for the treasure, the guy that buried the treasure, or it's a treasure out there, it's not a hoax.
That's correct. It is not a hoax. No, it's not a hoax.
That's right. That's right. So when it's not a hoax, I believe the treasure is buried in the western states, the northwestern states. I believe that's where it's at. And you know what state it's in? I gave you 3 states, a multiple question. Wyoming, Montana,
and
or someone in the corners, right? When you mention 4 corners,
Colorado.
that don't even apply.
New Mexico.
California, yeah, There it is.
Yeah.
I love you.
Thanks for joining us then. Oh, wait, did you have a question for Cynthia?
It's all three. It's for all three.
Oh, okay, well, what's the question?
Who is sitting in the middle? Is Cynthia sitting in the middle, or does she sit to the right? Armor.
This one.
Cynthia.
This is
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Loves you both. I'm on.
This is Cynthia right here. This is Shelley.
Shelley. Which one is Shelley?
That's Shelley, the one in the
Which
pink.
one is Shelley?
The one in the pink.
The one in the pink. Okay. The one in the middle. Listen to me, Shelley. Not you, Shelley, but the one when I'm watching the podcast, I'm looking up and I'm looking at her looking at my snowflake. And when it comes to snowflake, listen to me very well. You in the middle. I'm looking at you because you have a screen behind you. I'm thinking that you someplace else, like you on a television show or being a broadcaster someplace else. You are actually in the studio.
No. We're actually in what is one of 3 bedrooms in my house, and it has a green screen paint.
Yeah, my phone number comes up. My phone number comes up as a private. Okay, let me give you my phone number. Okay, I have to call you back.
Okay. All right. I got your phone number. I'm looking at your phone number right now.
Bless your heart. Call me back.
All right. Bye-bye. Huh?
He thought I was on location somewhere. He
Yeah.
thought I was back there in that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
With this,
you know what? I can see why people would
here,
think that.
guys, let me show you. Hang
Yeah,
on a second.
that's valid.
Hold on just a second. I'm going to show you something, right? This is what is behind us. Right there. That is what's behind us, okay? It's a green screen and it just comes out black. So then I, with a lot of technical magic, add that. And if we don't want you to see the picture, then we do that. Oops, that. So you can't see the picture. So it's all technical magic.
So we closing the lines?
Oh, it's 9 o'clock. All right, we are. Wait. Let's see.
Maybe we should just take some time off from each other. It's not you, it's me. It's what I'm going through.
Now wait a minute. Just hold on.
Bye-bye.
Is this a fake hang-up?
All right, that's it for tonight.
Yeah.
Your first appearance on our show was what I would call an absolute success.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So that means you're going to have to show up more often.
It was the first appearance in the studio because she was.
Oh no, she's been on our show.
She's
yeah.
She's
so the
been
first time in the studio. So I would like to think that we can do this more often since you're now just 5 minutes down the road.
Okay.
All right. So
It
whenever
was fun.
what we'll do is we'll say like, "Ooh, it's summer," or maybe I'll plan a barbecue for the same night. Or ooh, what?
What was the solve that you were able to pick up that treasure chest and bring it back to Rio Grande?
Yeah, that would be good,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
that's a good one.
Or just ropes and chaps.
The ropes and chaps and the harness. Sure.
Yeah, ropes and chaps work for me.
Yeah.
So
did
Cynthia,
I get
are you
Palazar's
feeling
weight?
free?
I'm sorry?
Are you feeling free tonight? Are you
I'm
still-
always free.
Still needing to be freed.
Oh, about my hands. I am
Want
free.
to be free.
Yes, I am free for now.
Yeah,
Free for now.
For now.
Free at last.
Yeah.
Free at last.
Yeah.
Thank God Almighty, she's free at last.
Cynthia needs to be on the show more
We need
often.
some applause for Cynthia.
Let's give it. We need a nice. What the?
Where's my margarita, Bill?
All right, we'll make another one here in just a minute.
She wants the song.
Well, we need the Cynthia song.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's. What the hell is it? Oh my God. 2 margaritas and I can't find anything. Hang on, it's in here someplace. Oh, there it is. Which apparently I am.
That was for me.
Searching for my lost shaker of salt.
Well, guys, tonight was a hell of a nice time.
Are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live, but we're
Okay.
going to do our outro now. So
Okay.
here comes the music with the duck again. Remember the duck?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to do and. She's first and you're second. Ready?
What do I say? Never mind. I'll
Say your
follow
good
her.
nights. Don't touch down there.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Especially if he's not
Oh,
wearing
my
pants.
All right. And.
Hey, Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for Friday Fenndango Spring Fling Night with Cynthia Meachum. And for AGK Media, I'm Shelley Carney.
And
I'm Cynthia Meachum. Thank you for tuning in and asking me questions, and I would like to apologize to Toby for accidentally groping him a few minutes ago.
that's us, Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves, but we have a great time while we're doing it, all right? Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. It's been a great night. We hope you've had as much fun as we have, and we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday night on the Forrest Fenn Hump Day Hoedown.
Hump Day!
Hump Day. All right. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. It's been a lot of fun.